Stand support, modern support.
Oh wow, they're all together.
My name is Vinay and
Grab a chair, you take one.
friend, as you all know,
Trust me.
we go back a long way. Anyway, firstly I would like to, on behalf of those friends, we would like to thank the Sheikh family and the D'Souza family for making this wedding so special for us.
Yeah, go D'Souza.
We also had an amazing time.
Go D'Souza.
And thank you again. As you all know, Steve and I were roommates in college, but you don't know how we became roommates.
Here we go.
It so happened that two out of the 3 idiots, we were left without roommates. No one wanted to be roommates with us. So then Steve was the only one left and I had to become roommates with him. And this is how far we got. So, guess it all happens for a reason. Another thing I want to tell you about how Steve and Rohini met. This is the actual story about how they met, or how they got together. I was in London and Steve used to live in Toronto, and one fine day I got a call from one of Rohini's very close friends, and I didn't even know this was the first call to me ever. And she started howling at me. She's like, Vinay, I know you are Steve's best friend. You have to tell me something. What kind of a guy is Steve? Oh God, so I didn't know what to say. I just thought I had some fun, and I just said nice things about Steve, and yeah, I didn't say all the naughty things, and I don't know, somehow we've landed up here, and now they're married. This is the real story.
You said the right thing.
About Steve is one of the best guys I've ever known. He's a perfectionist. Even now, today, he keeps calling me and he's trying to correct me all the time. So I'm sure that he's going to make this relationship perfect as well. Rohini, I met her when I went to Toronto to visit Steve. She's the sweetest girl I've ever known, and she's the closest thing to Sadia, which is my surname. So that's why I told Steve that
She's D'Souza now.
oh, sorry, she was closest thing to Sadia. And I would like to wish you guys the very best of luck, and I can't wait to meet you again for all our mad holidays. Yeah. All the best, guys. Love you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is completely impromptu, as you can see. I guess I would just like to talk a little bit about Steve and how I know Steve, and I guess how I finally got to know Rohini. So, yeah, when the earliest memory I can remember of me and Steve being good friends is Steve always has this expression on his face. Whenever you meet him, every time you meet him, it's always very like, and you're like, okay, Steve, you want to go out and do something? Sure, whatever. Yeah, you want to do something else? Yeah, sure, whatever. And that's how Steve always reacts to everything. It's very lazy, it's very calm, there's no excitement. But at the end of the night, when everybody goes home, everybody's tired, nobody wants to do anything anymore, that's when Steve's awake. Okay, and then in 5 minutes he'll turn the entire thing around, make everybody like get up, want to go out, do something. And one of the most memorable things I can remember was Steve and Vinay roommates. Vinay is done. He does not want to do anything more, and Steve is. And that's all he's doing for 5 minutes. And Vinay is going, stop, stop, stop. Okay, and the other day I met Rohini, probably for the 3rd time. And there we are all standing in this ice cream shop. Steve is standing over there getting everybody ice cream. And Rohini is going to Steve. Okay, and Steve is saying, stop, stop, stop. So I was like, the tables have finally turned on Steve. Here is someone who's exactly like him, can match his energy when everybody else is done, sitting in an ice cream shop after a hot day. Here's Rohini going, Steve, wake up, Steve, wake up, And that's when I think I kind of saw what it is that pretty much did it for Steve. We used to tease Vinay as his wife all the time in school, in college, because they spent so much time together. And there she is, exactly like Steve. The same kind of situation, same kind of stories. And I mean, Rohini and Steve, Rohini especially, welcome to the group. Wish nothing but the best for both you guys. Love you all both. And many years of happiness to come. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nikhil, if you haven't met me already. So I'm also a friend of Steve from school back in Kuwait. I probably got to know Steve in the 9th grade. A lot of those early memories are kind of vague. A lot of them involve around sports, cricket, my apartment, Steve's apartment, etc. But I really, got to know Steve, and Vinay talked about perfection. Steve talked about, or Marlon talked about annoyance. I will agree, Steve is perfectly annoying.
Yeah.
Perfectly annoying. Especially at 8 in the morning and 3 in the morning again. But nonetheless, there's a lot of good also about Steve, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about those. Almost every trip that we've met Steve since high school, we in Kuwait, he's the only one in the group who made sure he bought a gift for everyone in the group. It's one of those things, again, he's perfectly caring. He wants to make sure you all have a good time. Whoever he's with, he wants to care for them. Even through this entire trip, he's got an entire wedding to plan. And like they were telling you how much of a perfectionist he is. So I'm sure there's tons going through his head. But every half hour I get a call. So they call me Napu. So Napu, everyone's okay, right? Everyone's good, right? You guys gonna make it, right? You know how to get that right. It's annoyance as well there, but the care is there, and I know that comes from bottom of Steve's heart. He wants to make sure everyone's taken care of. And so the only thing I can tell you is he will be perfect for you. I know he'll take good care of you. As for Rohini, I guess I recently met her for the first time a few days ago, and that incident that Marlon told me, we both looked at each other actually and smiled about it. And we know Rohini, you're perfect for Steve as well. So congratulations, you two, and wish you two many, many memories together.